They told Marcus to kneel, not because of skill, but because of skin. On the mat, under blinding lights, his white opponent laughed into the microphone, "People like you should stay down." The crowd gasped, the humiliation sharp as a blade. But no one knew the truth waiting to erupt. A fist slammed against the mat, the sound marking the start of a fight no one would forget. The crowd roared as the bell rang, but the air froze when Marcus, a black fighter in his 40s, stepped onto the mat. Across from him, Brock, a younger white opponent with a smirk carved into his face, sneered into the microphone. "On your knees, boy. People like you don't deserve to stand here." The words cut through the arena louder than any punch. Cameras zoomed in, catching Marcus's jaw tighten as Brock's hand forced him downward, pressing him against the mat. The audience gasped. Some laughed nervously, others turned away, the humiliation too raw to watch. Marcus's fists curled, but for now he remained down, his dignity bent under the weight of prejudice. The spotlight burned hotter, trapping him in a silence that felt like chains. What Brock didn't know was that the man he mocked had once commanded respect in circles far darker and more dangerous than this ring. The stage was set for a reckoning. Brock circled Marcus like a predator, each step echoing across the mat. He jabbed lightly, not to hurt but to humiliate, brushing Marcus's cheek with the back of his glove. "You're nothing but a prop for my highlight reel," he taunted, raising his arms to the crowd as if the fight was already over. A hush fell when Marcus was shoved to his knees again, his GI scraping against the rough canvas. The cameras caught a bead of sweat rolling down his temple, dripping onto the mat, a tiny detail, but one that screamed of the humiliation he was forced to swallow. The referee looked uneasy, but no one stopped it. Marcus was alone in the spotlight, breath heavy, chest tightening under the weight of silence. He stared at the floor, then lifted his eyes slowly toward Brock, a flash of steel breaking through the submission. The crowd couldn't tell if he was broken or planning something. "What would you do if this happened to you? Would you rise, or let them write your ending for you?" Brock's laughter echoed through the arena as he yanked Marcus up by the collar, then shoved him back down with a brutal knee to the shoulder. "Stay on the ground where you belong," he snarled, the words spitting venom into the microphone so every spectator could hear. The crowd erupted, some cheering, some gasping, but no one moved to intervene. Marcus was left kneeling, shoulders slumped, the bright lights painting him as powerless. For a moment, it seemed the fight was nothing but a staged humiliation. Brock raised his fist high, drawing out the anticipation, savoring the cruelty. "Kneel to me, and maybe I'll let you walk out." The insult cut deep, making Marcus look less like a competitor and more like a man being paraded for shame. Then, in the silence before the blow could land, Marcus's breathing shifted. His body stilled, his eyes sharpened. With a sudden twist, he trapped Brock's wrist mid-swing, the movement smooth and practiced. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The audience didn't yet realize, the man on his knees was once a Mafia enforcer whose hands had ended fights long before this ring ever existed. And Brock had just awakened that hidden history. Brock tried to wrench free, but Marcus's grip locked like iron. In one fluid motion, Marcus rose from his knees, spun, and slammed Brock onto the mat with a devastating throw. The arena exploded in shock. Brock scrambled up, wild with rage, but Marcus met him head-on. A swift roundhouse kick snapped across Brock's jaw, followed by a sharp arm lock that forced him flat, face pressed against the canvas. "No man decides when I kneel," Marcus growled, voice carrying over the stunned silence. Brock pounded the mat, trapped and humiliated in front of the same crowd that once cheered his cruelty. The referee dove in, waving the match over, but the damage was already done. Brock's arrogance lay shattered at Marcus's feet. Respect isn't built on hate, it's forged through strength and honor. If you believe justice must always win, drop a comment and subscribe for more stories like this.